Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is the part 4 of the LINQ tutorial series. In this video, we are going to talk about join. So join is a very popular operation in SQL. If you are familiar with SQL, then you must know join. So similarly, we can perform the join operation in the LINQ as well. So with the help of join, we try to merge a couple of collections together, and the merging takes place based on a common attribute between those collections. So that's how join works. Now in this video, we are going to solve one question where we have to use join. Now before going to the question, I want to clarify a few things. Like I want to let you know few changes that I have recently made in my code. Now if you can see, this is the programs.cs. So first open the solution explorer, and initially we had only employees.cs class. Now we have created another class which is departments.cs. Now in this class we have three properties. The first one is department ID, second one is department name, and the third one is department head. And we have made few changes in the employees.cs file as well. So initially we had a property named department name in this class, but you can see that property is now changed to department ID. So basically this particular property is acting as a foreign key. So if you know SQL, then you should know foreign key, right? So there is a concept of foreign key which basically links two tables. So in this case, this department ID is linking the employees class with the departments class. So this is the change that I have made. Now if I go to the program.cs, you can see two lists. The first is the list of employees, and the second list is the list of departments. Okay, so we have three departments. One is IT, second one is HR, and the third one is development. And we also have the corresponding department ID. For each employee we have a department ID. Now let's see the question. So we have to solve this question. Display employees with their department names. By looking at the question, it is very obvious that we have to solve this question using join, because we don't have the department name in the employees list. So we have to take that name from the departments list, right? So we have to basically merge those two lists. So in this problem we have to use the join. Now I will be solving this problem using query syntax as well as the method syntax. So we will first solve this question using the query syntax. So I'm writing this query now. Var emp equals to from e in employees join. So if you want to use join, then there is a keyword join in LINQ, then d in departments, and we have to provide the common column. Like in SQL join we do like we basically based on the condition, based on the matching attribute, we basically perform the join operation. So here also we have to do the same. So it should be on e dot department name, department ID, sorry, equals d dot department ID. So that is the foreign key, right? We already discussed the department ID in the employee class is linking with the department class. So after doing it, we have to write select new, we want to show two columns, employee name and the department name. So it is a custom type, so we have to use the select new, right? We have we already saw this thing in our last video, so it should be familiar to you. So after that it should be, so let's take the employee name first. Employee name equals to e dot employee name, comma, department name equals to d dot department. Okay, so this is the query syntax. From E in employees, join D in departments on E dot department ID equals D dot department ID. So that is the common attribute, right? Department ID is present in both employees and the departments class, right? And then we have to provide the select new like this. Now let's run the for each loop to display the item. For each var item in emp console dot write line item dot employee name, just give two hyphens to just distinguish employee name and the department name, and after that plus item dot department name. Now I will be running this application. Let's see what we get. So this is our output. You can see we are getting the employee name and also we are getting the corresponding department name for that employee. So David IT, Lisa HR, Julia developer, Sylvia HR. So it is working as expected. Now let's solve this problem using method syntax. So let me remove this piece of code from here. So the method syntax will look like this: employees dot join. So we have an extension method named join. So with this extension method we can merge two collections based on a common attribute. So let's use this method join. Within the join method, the first argument will be the second collection. So in this join, the first collection is employees list and the second collection is departments list. So the first argument would be departments. After that we have to mention the common attribute for each collection, collections or for each class, you can say. Like for the employees class, the common attribute is the department ID, and for the department class the common attribute is department ID. So department ID is present in both the classes. So the second argument will be referring to the employees class. So why this is so? Because the employees is the first collection, right? So whatever the argument that I will be putting in the second place, that is going to refer to the employees class. So it will be like e arrow e dot. So if you put dot, then you can see all the attributes of the employees class, because that is the first collection, employees, right? So let's take the common column, which is the department ID, which is the foreign key, comma d arrow d dot. If you put the dot, then you can see all the attribute of the departments class, because department is the second collection in this join. So take the department ID. After that it will be like E comma D new employee name E dot employee name comma department name T dot department. So that is the method syntax. So this is employees dot join departments. So this is the second collection. E arrow E dot department ID, D arrow D dot department ID, and then we are initializing two columns. So these two columns we want to display, right? Employee name and the department name. So that's why we are doing like E comma D arrow new, and we are putting this value. So we have already done this thing in our previous video, so you should be familiar with this. Now if I run the application, we should be getting the same output. Let's see. So you can see, right, we are getting the same output and it is working as expected. So that's it for today's video. I hope you like the content, and if you have any doubt, let me know in the comment section. I will go through your I will try to go through all the comments, and yeah, thank you everyone. And if you like this channel, you can also subscribe. Thank you.